Why don't you introduce yourselves?
I would be delighted to. My name is Deborah Gallant, and I am a business coach. I have my own business, and it's called Bold Business Works. And my specialty is coaching people, a lot of them are women, but men too, who have a business that they're starting up, that they've already started up, that they're trying to grow. I do a lot with service businesses, but I also have companies that have products. A lot of the clients that I work with are service businesses. It means that they deliver a personal or professional service, a chiropractor, an acupuncturist, a massage therapist, an attorney, as opposed to people who create products. And I have product clients as well. I have a guy who sells pizza over the internet. I have a woman who sells candles. I have different people. But when you have stuff, when you have inventory, when you have employees, when you have to pay the rent, those start to be different business problems than when you're in a service business, when mostly what you're selling is kind of this idea of smoke and mirrors and someone entrusting you to do that work. So the marketing issues are kind of different, and the sales imperative, right? Because if you don't sell that inventory, restaurants are a great example. Restaurants are the hardest business to run because you still have to pay for the food and the rent and the people and the advertising, even if there's a snowstorm and not one person comes in and all that food rots, right? So the expenses of it are really expensive, and it's a very high-risk enterprise, and restaurants have the biggest failure rate of any kind of business. Food business is really hard. A service business, there's a risk you're not going to be able to pay your rent with because you don't have enough clients, but you're not losing money day by day when people don't come in. So they're kind of a little bit different. When someone tells me they're getting ready to start up a business, or there's an idea that they've been playing with or noodling around with for some time, and lots of people have been closet entrepreneurs, they've been thinking about it a long time before they get ready to do it. The thing that I ask them to do first and foremost, any kind of business, is to see if they can test the idea. And testing the idea can mean a lot of different things. There's one woman who I coached many years ago who decided that she wanted to quit her corporate career and become a high school teacher. And she went back and she got her education certification. And her first day of student teaching, she realized she didn't like teenagers. And it's like, hello, you could have tested that idea by being a volunteer in a classroom, right? That's on the most simple level. She should have figured out that that wasn't a good fit for her. For business owners, it might be, let's say you wanted to train to be a chiropractor. Shadow a chiropractor for a day. Find out what that work is about. If you're going to sell a product, create a prototype of it. Show it to the kind of people who would be your ideal client. And before you go and source it in China and figure out manufacturing and order things and pay somebody to do a logo, find out if there's customers who want to pay you for what the product is. There's a really funny old episode, you might know it, it's I Love Lucy, okay? Do you remember this one? She makes salad dressing. And everybody loves her salad dressing, so she and Viv start making salad dressing in the kitchen. And she never goes back. I mean, she has lots of customers. She never figured out the economics of it. So people will buy the salad dressing for $3, but when Ricky finally has her look at the economics, it cost her $5 to make the salad dressing. So there's some real fundamental stuff. If what you're doing is because you love it, if you love making candles, if you love doing something like that, great. But if you want it to be a business, people have to be willing to pay you, and there has to be enough money coming in to justify the effort that you're doing, or you should go do something else.
Perfect.
Some of the things that I see people doing wrong is that they over-invest at the beginning before they know exactly what it's going to look like. So let's say you've gone through a testing phase and you think that there's some justification for doing what you do. There's a guy I coached in California who went and rented an office and paid to get a logo done and got a $5,000 website built and created stationery and hired a secretary and a phone answering system and all of this stuff before he had his first client. And you know what? He could have done all of that from home, and then the client income could have finance going and setting up the office. You don't need to overbuild until you're positive there's a market. The other thing that happens with a product business is you'll order thousands of them because there's some bulk discount. I have a client who's a professional organizer who created an organizing product. It's a great product. She still has 900 out of the original 1,000 in her garage because she didn't get enough feedback. Now, it would have cost her more to only make 100 to start with, but then she wouldn't be stuck with 900 of them that she's already paid for and the money's gone, and she feels like she has to get rid of them before she can do a new iteration of them. But there was a product design issue. They were too top heavy, and it would have been better if she hadn't ordered so many of them. So if you can start a little bit smaller, conserve your money, conserve your resources, invest only after you've really got some proof under your belt and some client feedback on it. I think that's generally true about all kinds of businesses. Okay. One of the big issues when you have your own business, especially when you're just starting and it's just you, there's this great chart I have. I'm going to show you that you're it. You have to do everything in your business. And there's some things you're not going to be good at. Things you hate doing in real life, you're going to hate doing them in your business, whether it's paying the bills or monitoring the finances or doing the marketing or the social media. Knowing yourself and being able to outsource and delegate is really important. Find a bookkeeper and an accountant who speak plain English, who can work with you so you really understand your profit and loss statement, that you understand what's being sold to who and who your biggest customers are and where your trends are going. You shouldn't be surprised if I ask you those questions about your best customers and what they bought. You should know that, and your bookkeeper and accountant should help you get there. And understand the tax implications of what you're doing. How is it going to affect your own personal taxes or the business taxes and the kind of entity you are? You need professional help to do that, and don't try to do it yourself.
Great. So
So I know I covered a lot in a pretty short period of time here, but some of the crucial elements are to really have a vision, believe in it, hang on to it, defy the naysayers and believe in what you're doing, but at the same time, test your product with real clients, find out if they'll pay you money for it, and of course do the numbers, make sure that there's money to be made there, and then track and analyze and improve all the way along. Ask for advice, ask for help, outsource the things that you're not good at. And if you need a coach, you need an accountability partner, you need a mastermind group, anything you can do so that you'll stay honest and true to the vision of your business and give it the best opportunity to grow.